Bitcoin price update. Where are we now? Besides red, where could the potential bottom be in the short term and the long term? We're going to look at all that today. Some indicators as well. So if you like the video, give us a thumbs up. If you want more content than what you see here on YouTube, also have a free Telegram. We also have a paid Telegram. You get much more content with the paid one, but I try to do my best to upload, something on there, give you some more information than what you see here on YouTube. So check those out if you want more help. BLX. So this is Bitcoin, but the BLX lets you go back and further a history and see what you got going on. So the 5-day Gaussian channel. Well, we talk about this time and time again, but it's usually when we're way up here. And what I've always said is usually when you're at the bottom or under a 5-day Gaussian channel, it represents pretty much the buying opportunity of that era. And by that I don't mean it's going to reverse immediately, right? But usually looking forward 6 months, 1 year, multiple years from, moving forward. Anytime you're at the bottom or slightly under or well under the 5-day Gaussian channel, looking back, it's historically always been fantastic buying opportunities. And guess where we are? Right underneath the Gaussian channel right now. Does it mean it's the bottom? Of course not. We're going to go look at history and see how well you would have done if you would have bought at similar times. So I know these times are difficult to think about buying, and maybe a majority of you don't have a bunch of money because you put in a little bit too high. So that's okay, right? Making mistakes in crypto is part of it. It's the people that learn from their mistakes that do very well in the future, right? Yeah, you have to make mistakes and get the scar tissue to become better. And those of you that that quit, they're not even watching, right? So if you're still here, you have the potential to be the smart money if you've been a little bit, not so smart money, in the previous time. So if you bought up in here, right, we'll cut that. That's another story, right? But you get my point. These are the times that it's hard to think about buying, but historically, let's go look, right? Now we're underneath the Gaussian channel on the 5-day. Have we been there recently? No. Let's go back and look at the last time we were there. It's the pandemic drop. How long did this last? From when we closed under it right here to when we, got out of it permanently. It was only 40 days, right? So nice recovery. Could we do something like that again? Well, maybe, but what we need is some massive just capitulation event, which it doesn't seem likely so far, right? We have like no volume on these drops. So it's just kind of stagnated volume. I can put the volume on. We can look at it, right? Here we go. Look at the volume. See, pretty level headed. Let's go look back at the pandemic drop. Now look at that spike, right? Big spikes. So if we have something like that, yeah, we can recover pretty quickly. If we don't have something like that, we can stay down here for a while. Note the bear market, right? Look at the 2018 bear market. We got into the Gaussian channel. We visited under it. We had some wicks under it. Came back up, hit the median line, came back down. More weeks and weeks and weeks. I mean, look at this. From here to even before the big drop, it was 140 days. Okay, that's pretty substantial amount of time just to be at the bottom of this. Now, would you be happy if your Bitcoin average buy was $6,000? I think you'd be pretty happy right now, right? Would it have been the bottom? Of course not. Look how much lower you could have got. But very few people bought back in here, right? Because you don't know what's the bottom or not. But buying at the 5-day Gaussian channel at the bottom tends to work out well for you. Not in the next 4 seconds, but 6 months, 12 months, 18 months ahead, you'd be looking pretty well every single time. So even if you bought here, right, the bottom of the Gaussian channel, 6,500. Even if you bought here, the bottom of the Gaussian channel, 7,000. Are you hating life? Probably not. All right, so let's go back and keep going. Now, I also want to note that look how long this is, right? From the moment we kind of bottomed in here, we can even take it from here. From when we entered the Gaussian channel, right here. By the time we got out of it, it was over a year, right? 400 days, right? Look at how long this took, right? Compared to now, not so much, right? We've entered it so fast. It's just been substantial. We entered it within 25 days. We got right into it, right? So this time they're a little bit different, right? Look at the differences in the time spans here. So we're looking at, macro levels over a year plus from once we start entering to when we exit. So we've entered a little bit too fast, kind of like a hot entry. So usually, those times aren't going to be matching. I don't think any cycle is going to, repeat exactly. But so far, it's just not quite seeming the same. It took us very long time to kind of bottom at this Gaussian channel here. Much faster this time. So we'll see how this pans out, but let's go continue on our path here. Look at the previous bear market, right? Look how long and drawn out these are. This is amazing. The time we entered, the time we exit, I mean, almost 600 days here. Okay, so we'll see where we exit now, but just wanted to show you, anytime you've been at the bottom of Gaussian channel, it's worked out very well for you, in the months and years ahead, right? $400, right? Is it the bottom? No. Do you care years ahead? Probably not. Okay, look at one more time back in 2011. So yeah, we've been under the Gaussian channel several times. Has it always worked out well for you in the years ahead? Yes. Yes, the answer is yes. So here's the first time we entered under the Gaussian channel. Bitcoin was at a whopping $2. There you go. So do you ever see that again? Usually when you're at the bottom of the Gaussian channel and you end up coming out of it, you never see those prices ever again, right? So do we ever see $300 again out of Bitcoin after we got out of it? Well, briefly, we kind of bottomed right there again after we got out of it, but then after you leave those prices, never seen again, right? Look at these $6,000 area, right? Not the bottom. Do you care? Usually never seen again. Briefly in the pandemic, you're at Black Swan event. Okay, underneath the Gaussian channel again. You think Bitcoin's ever going to 6,000 again? I don't know. There's a lot of bear sentiment in the market right now, but I don't know of anybody calling for $6,000 at this time, right? So now we're at the bottom of the Gaussian channel. So is it the bottom? Maybe not. And odds are probably not, right? But if you're looking and wondering and you don't want to gamble too much, buying at the bottom of the Gaussian channel tends to work out well for you. 6 months, 12 months, 18 months ahead. So these are the times we'll look back at and be able to see, hindsight's always 2020. But looking forward, I would bet that 36K will 36K 30. You might be wondering, why does it say 36K when Bitcoin's not at 36K right now? Well, it's on the BLX. So BLX takes only into account weekly closes. So hopefully you follow along with that, right? The current Bitcoin price, right? We're still at 34.2, right? So just wanted to let BLX is a little bit lagging. You want to look at historical moves. The current day stuff, you need to have BTC up, but BLX. So if you're wondering, now you can not wonder. So yeah, we're at the bottom of the Gaussian channel. We don't know if this is the bottom, but let's go look at some more things to look at where potential short-term bottoms could be. So in my opinion, are we at the bottom, the absolute bottom? Probably not, maybe not, right? But why this green box? Well, this is kind of the bottom of this box, matches these kind of previous candles, and I think we will have a bounce before going further than this, right? So I do not think we will drop outside of this box without having a bottom or a relief rally or a bounce at least. The farther, I think this will act as a trampoline. So if we bounce from here, maybe the bounce won't be too bad or too much, right? It may not get much of a rally. If we go all the way down here, kind of like those capitulation candles, then I think we can get some kind of a pretty major rally. And what a major rally? I would say, sometime 20% plus. So let's say we turn around here. Where could we go? Well, I would look for, previous kind of support. So look at these weekly candles. I would say somewhere around 46K. Look at all the support, right? That would be one level. That would be kind of as bullish as I think we could get from here if we bounce. And how far is that? That's about 35%. Okay, so that's if we turn around here. That would be about the best I think we could do. So if your portfolio is causing havoc on your brain and you want to de-risk, maybe if we get a bounce 20-30% up, you might want to set a stop loss and kind of maybe take some profits over to stablecoins or something. Not financial advice, but if you can't handle these drops like this and you're panicking every day, checking the chart 57 times a second, you might want to de-risk some of your portfolio and just, take a breather and set out a little bit. Okay. So how about before this? Is there anything before this? Well, yeah, it's right in here. Around this 41.5 on the weekly scale. So on a daily, it's a little bit different, but the weekly scale, see these two, this bottom here that opened here, right? Not a whole lot, but you had some wicks back in here as well. And then you also had some previous tops here. See the going back to January, top, right around that 41K. So if we bounce from here, I would say if we bounce, soon, then maybe we could at least get up to there. That's still like 17% rally out of Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin rallies 17%, altcoins will likely do at least that good, if not twice as good or more. So you're looking at 20-30% rally on alts if Bitcoin does something like that. So again, if you're unhappy and you can't take this price drop, so you're panicking, you need some extra money, which you shouldn't, right? If you're investing in crypto, you need to have at least a 1 to 3 year mindset minimum before you should not need to touch your money for at least 1 year. I like to focus on 3 years. So if you can go without 3 years without touching it, then you should probably just sit on your hands and, go enjoy some lemonade or something. Okay. So if we go down further, then I think the bounce could potentially go up higher. So hopefully that helps somebody. Now, how about my worst case scenario? Where could we possibly go? Well, I think we're going to get a bounce first, but does that mean we're at the low and we're going back up forever? No, probably not. Okay. So where could the potential low be? If we drop outside of this, if we close under this, the odds would increase for going lower. And how much, where could that capitulation candle go? Or a wick at least, like something like this, right? See how long the wick is? It didn't last too long, a couple days, and then back out of there. So where could we go? Well, the only thing that makes sense to me is the previous local top, all-time high back in 2017, around that 20K level. And that's plain and simple. That's as low as I think we're going. If that's a big if, right? I would say the odds still are we do not go there. I think a lot has changed in the market. I think the accounting for the money supply, the M2, inflation. I just do not think we're going. The 20K today is very different than 20K back then. And as far as dollars go, the value wise, as far as the market, right? I don't see us going back there. Could we? Sure. Nothing would surprise me anymore in Bitcoin. But I could also see, and in my book, I say the macro level turnaround is somewhere in here. Could we get maybe see how these got a little bit lower and lower and lower and kind of scared you a little bit? We could do something like that again and maybe final capitulate down here and close a candle outside of here and scare everybody and then come back up slowly but surely, right? So we'll see, take it day by day. Probably make a little bit less YouTube videos until the market turns a little more bullish. So I'm going to do more for my Telegram people. So if you want to join there, join it. It's free, 100% free. If you want more info, hours of content extra per week, that's what Patreon is for. You get access to a private Telegram chat. I'm active in there on a daily basis. I've already posted several videos in there today. So if you want to do that, if you don't see me on YouTube, that's why. I'm losing subscribers. I'm getting thumbs down. So I get it that the bearish sentiment is here and people are upset, but I will do my best to help you. But for those that want help, try my Telegram. It's linked below. Okay. So I'll see you in there. This is Bitcoin. My kind of short-term, long-term. Let's go see if I got one more chart. I got the one more thing to show you. Okay. The RSI, and we don't look at it on the 3-day very often, but going back to 2015, how many times do you see it under this an oversold territory, which is where we are now, right? Look at where we are. We're at 27. How many times have we been in here? In the past 7 years, 4 times. Do you remember these times? Well, if you're around, I bet you do. But right, the bottom of the bear market in 2018, right? The bottom was the only time we went lower. When we lasted here for a little bit of time, right? Let's see how much time. It's still not very long. 27 days. The pandemic drop, and where we are now. Let this sink in. You're at historic times here. We're only 4 times in the last 7 years have we been this low on the RSI. We're greatly oversold. More people are selling than buying, right? That's what this is. When you get down here, a bounce is coming. How long have we lasted? Usually not long in here. Bottom of the bear market, after being just slung through the mud for a year, we went a little bit lower. But even the pandemic drop, we're approaching pandemic levels there. Smart money is accumulating. I'll see ya real soon. Check us out on Telegram. Happy to help every step of the way. Thanks, guys.